Hey there YouTube, welcome to my channel. My name's Simon Cardew, also known as DS Blake, and I'm an illustrator from the UK, as you might already have guessed. After having occasion to muck about with some video software for the first time in years, I've decided to make myself a YouTube channel, and here it is, and here you are. I've always enjoyed watching other artists at work. It's quite a nice thing to be able to show my own work in that sort of way. I've been doing quite a mixture of stuff, probably, from quick sketches and so on, all the way through to time-lapses and much bigger, more complex, more involved pieces. All sorts of themes, though I do tend to concentrate on fantasy and science fiction work. And portraits, people, just sort of general stuff like that. There'll be some landscapes, other bits too, all sorts of things, maybe even abstract and design stuff. So hopefully over the next few weeks and months I'll be uploading plenty of videos, and I'll just be experimenting basically until I find the format that works. How long the video should be, how much I should talk over them, what I should talk about, all that sort of thing. I'm also, as I become a bit more confident I hope with the software, and maybe want to invest in some specific hardware, thinking about ways to record myself drawing physically. Let's say using a camera in some way rather than screen capture. And I might also put some tutorials things together, both about drawing, painting, also printmaking, which is something else that I do. We'll see how it goes, basically. Also, the reason why I started mucking about this stuff was animations. I was making an animated advert for a colouring book that I released recently, and I wondered whether it would be easier to do it rather than in Photoshop, where I was doing it, in something more suited to actually making moving video. I eventually did make it in Photoshop. I had quite a lot of problems with it. I'm currently trying to make a version that works on YouTube. See if I can manage that, and maybe there'll be other animations coming as well. So if all this sort of thing interests you, art, talking about art, and English blokes talking about stuff generally, which is quite big on YouTube, I believe, then please subscribe, or follow me on Twitter, or if you're feeling especially generous, check out my Patreon and see all the wonderful rewards that it is possible to reap from supporting me. So, cheers. Cheers for that. If you do decide. Well, so what am I doing here? So, because this is the first sort of proper video, I have put up one yesterday, just sort of test that everything works, and so on, seems to. I thought that I would start by doing a sort of, I don't know what you call it, like an ident or a sort of graphical signature or book plate or something like that for myself as DS Blake. So the pseudonyms. So I operate under two different names. The reason that I do that is because I primarily produce books, and when you're producing books, people expect the books by the same author to be somewhat similar. So that's why a lot of authors, in different sort of pulp genres and whatnot, use a different pseudonym for a different genre. Because the sort of books I produce sort of mass market type books, cartoons, comics, sort of fan art stuff, and colouring books mostly, which do quite well. And I produce artists' books, which are sort of quite sort of abstract, conceptual, often quite dense, and no one buys them, and I don't really don't really expect that many people to anyway. So I used my real name, which is Simon Cardew, for the serious fine art sort of stuff, and I use my pseudonym DS Blake for the more sort of fanciful or comic or whatever illustration stuff, and so that tends to hold over on to sort of non-book work. So my science fiction and whatnot fantasy illustrations are under the name DS Blake, and everything else is sort of under the name Simon Cardew, although signing up to different sites, with different requirements, there's a bit of a mixture. So I'm Simon Cardew on ArtStation because you know, that's a more professional site where you get jobs and whatnot, and a hirer, someone hiring you might want to know, you know, ooh, why is a different person answering my email to the one that I appeared to contact and all that. So I'm completely rambling on like an idiot here. So where were we? So yeah, so I'm making a graphic signature for the channel. Nothing particularly special, nothing particularly high polished, because basically, well, I do need to work out at some point in the future how to get sort of, because I mean a lot of the work I do, some pictures can take up to 40, 50, 60 hours to complete, and obviously that's going to be an extremely long YouTube video, even sped up to an enormous degree. I don't think you could speed up this much more than it is and get the tooltips visible in any way. So it's something I have to consider. But yeah, so I curtailed the detail a little bit. I was working within the YouTube frame here as well, which is unusual for me. I normally work, and within the YouTube resolution, I normally work at print resolution. So it's a little bit sort of was a little bit confining to work at 72 dpi rather than sort of working harder and then downsampling. But I just wanted to do something, something quick and fun to sort of introduce the channel. And what's more fun than skulls? Quite frankly, I can't think of much more that's fun than skulls. Skulls? Yeah. Okay, I think I'm going to leave you with the royalty-free music now, and hope that you come back. Bye!